Hello, I'm Dr. Haskell, and I'd like to share some important information with you about the thyroid function and to explain what I'm offering as far as lab tests and thyroid and health assessments and pharmacy prescriptions over my site. So stay with me and I'll try to explain all this in greater detail. But I'd like to start off by saying that after 22 years of being in practice as a licensed physician, I've recognized an epidemic that's occurring in chronic disease, and it means the conditions of like obesity and chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia and depression and similar conditions, which really is not being addressed or even relieved by the medicine and pharmacy that's available to us today. And I think there's a few reasons for this. I feel that one of the major players in this epidemic is a problem with thyroid hormones. I believe there are millions and millions of women that are suffering needlessly in this, what I consider to be in part a thyroid epidemic. And this is because of, I feel, not being diagnosed properly or being prescribed medications that are ineffective. The way that our medical system's been set up, your access and quality of delivery of medicine is really controlled by big pharma and corporations that are making millions and trillions off your being sick. The system has put you in a position of the recipient. You have little choice but to accept a diagnosis and the prescriptions you're offered. You're not educated by your physician. He is not delving very deep into the reasons why your condition exists. Primarily his diagnosis is based on lab reports. This is how we are trained in medical school, and this is part of the problem with the system. So many of you have had to accept your doctor's diagnosis that nothing is wrong with you because your lab tests say so, even though you have all the classic signs and symptoms of thyroid or hypothyroid condition. You may also feel a great deal of frustration because the medication, the thyroid medication that you've been prescribed, hasn't really made much difference in how you feel. But I'm here to tell you that we can change this. The time has come to understand that thyroid hormone problems require much more extensive testing and evaluation than what's done in 90% of the clinics out there. Notice that I said thyroid hormone problems. I didn't say thyroid gland problems. There's a big difference. Having hypothyroid symptoms can be caused by other things besides just a sluggish thyroid. Testing your thyroid gland is likely all that you've received at this point. Hypothyroid symptoms can be related to adrenal hormones, too high or too low, to low iron, to abnormal insulin, estrogen and progesterone levels, to low trace minerals such as selenium, zinc, and iodine, to antibodies that attack your thyroid gland, and most of the time these are not checked, and low beneficial bacterial flora in your gut. 20% of the conversion of the inactive thyroid hormone to the active T3 occurs by way of the beneficial bacterial flora in your gut. This minimal testing of testing only thyroid stimulating hormone and the hormone that your thyroid gland secretes, which is T4, is maybe covering 20 or 30% of what can cause hypothyroid symptoms. So I feel it's time to stop this medical madness when it comes to thyroid hormones. Part of the reason why our medical system is failing, I believe, also is because of compartmentalization. You cannot address thyroid issues without recognizing the influence of other hormones, such as those that regulate your blood sugar and the adrenal function. And another part of compartmentalization is thinking that the body is separate from our emotions. To me, emotions play a part in every condition. We cannot deny that the thyroid, the adrenals, and other glands and organs in the body are greatly influenced by the chemistry of our thoughts and feelings. Yet to me, the reverse is also true, that the hormones that enter our bloodstream from our glands greatly affect our mood. And this is my role as a physician, to help you to understand the chemistry of why you are feeling the way you do. So now let me tell you what I'm offering. What I'm willing to deliver to you is a comprehensive assessment or diagnosis of your thyroid condition, if you actually have one. This assessment is based on lab tests that I am licensed to order for you. Which tests I suggest to order will be based on an extensive medical questionnaire that I will send to you. You fill that out, return it to me, and I will consider all the symptoms that you're suffering from, as well as those related to adrenals, to your nutrition, to your overall health. I will send you back my response, giving you an idea, an overall assessment of where I think the problems primarily lie, and a specific list of every test that I feel is essential to confirm my perceptions, because I don't really feel that you can diagnose a person completely without at least looking at the chemistry, the underlying chemistry of what the body is trying to communicate to us, not only through your symptoms, but also through the lab tests that are available to us. And these lab tests, because I have commissioned or contracted the largest lab in North America, as well as being a member of a cooperative of about 800 doctors, I can supply you with requisitions for these lab tests less expensive than anywhere else you can find it, whether it's on the net or through your doctor through his practice. This is something that I feel is essential, is to try to reduce the cost of diagnosis, because treating conditions like thyroid is usually not simply taking a medication, a pill. I don't think anyone has a deficiency of thyroxine. I think there's a reason why the thyroid is underfunctioning, or the reason why your body is not converting the less active hormone into the active hormone. There are reasons for that lack of conversion. There's also reasons why that active hormone T3 is not actually able to attach to the receptor sites on every cell of our body, especially in the brain. There are reasons for all of these, and these are often able to be understood through the blood and urine and saliva testing. So yes, testing is essential to understanding the reasons why you're feeling the way you do. To me, it's essential from my perspective that everyone should be able to somehow afford these tests that are not usually covered by insurance companies. My goal is to make these tests as affordable as possible, and that way we can really get a much better idea of why you're feeling the way you are.